Hi, it's Elizabeth from Elizabeth's Oracle. Thank you for tuning in. This is the final video from the road. We are going to talk about the sun into Sagittarius, and we're also going to tell you how you can win an autographed deck of the new Fairy Tarot cards by Radleigh Valentine and Doreen Virtue. Radleigh will be autographing 2 of those for you guys, so stay tuned. Let's talk about the sun into Sag for 2015 and the big Neptune Saturn square that will start now and affect us through next year. On November 22nd, the sun moved into the mutable fire sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is Jupiter ruled, so it is usually where we find our optimism and our bounce. However, Saturn is there. Saturn is about contraction, setting limits, and putting the brakes on to a certain extent. So this is going to be an interesting combination. Also, Saturn, of course, is squaring Neptune, like I mentioned. So let's take a look at the chart, which will give you some insight. Okay, so you might have to stop and go back to that chart a couple of times to see all of this. If you'll notice at the top, the Sun, Saturn, and Mercury are in Sagittarius. Down to the left, you will see Neptune, Chiron, and the south node of the moon in Pisces. Those are in a right angle to each other with a very specific match between Saturn and Neptune. And over to the right, you're going to see Jupiter and the north node of the moon in Virgo, meaning the planets in Pisces and Virgo are opposing us, and the planets in Sagittarius are squaring both the planets in Virgo and the planets in Pisces. Now, also about that time, the 25th or 26th of the month, we are going to have a full moon in Gemini, the 4th mutable sign, meaning we will have a complete mutable cross for a couple of days. Let's take another look at that. Okay, and as I said, on the 25th of November, that moon is full in Gemini, and then on the 26th, that is the exact date of the Saturn square to Neptune at 7 degrees. Now, that will be in effect a lot longer because Neptune is one of our slower moving outer planets. So let's talk about what that translates to. We got all the technicalities down. Let's talk about what it means in terms of your experience. So, as a rule of thumb, when we see so many planets in mutable signs, they are asking us to release things and they are preparing us for something new. But let's talk specifically about the big players in this, Saturn and Neptune, and what they mean in the signs that they are in. Neptune is home in Pisces. Pisces is when we've made the journey throughout the entire astrological wheel, and we are integrating and putting everything that we've learned up to this point together. Saturn, however, is about restriction. It is about what we call the physical reality. Remember, it rolls the bones, the teeth, the skeleton. So we say, what about reality? What about bringing it into this physical form? And both Sagittarius, the sign that Saturn's in, and Pisces have to do with the dream. We dream of how the world could be, how it could be one, etc., etc. And we have dreams in our own lives that we would like to realize. Well, with Saturn making such a strong square to Neptune in dreamy Pisces, we're being asked how to bring those dreams into practical form. And with the opposition to the planets in Pisces from expansive Jupiter in practical Virgo, that theme is again underlined and amplified not only through this Sag cycle, but really throughout next year, as you know, Jupiter will be in Virgo until next September. with the nodes having recently shifted also into this Pisces Virgo axis, we are really getting it from all sides. So, how do you turn your dreams into reality? That doesn't have to be a downer. It can really be about bringing what is in your heart's desire, what is of service, what makes you feel good and makes others feel good into the world. So we can definitely harness the Sag optimism that comes this time of year. We do feel hopeful. We do feel like we can do anything. Saturn is just going to give us some structure for that. It is going to be our drill sergeant that is going to make us get up at 6 a.m. to do those exercises or go back to school or whatever the route or the structure that you're going to need to bring your dream to fruition is going to be. Saturn in Sag is going to bring that. So we can shoot our Sagittarian arrows. We're just going to have to stay grounded and have a very careful path to achieving the dream. Okay? I hope that helps with some of the like how to translate this. I also wanted to just mention here there is a connection with Jupiter and Sagittarius. Jupiter, of course, rules Sagittarius, so with Jupiter there in practical Virgo, it makes a nice complement to Saturn, very practical, in optimistic Sagittarius. So just bear that in mind as you work through these energies. Okay, and of course, it's not all release and letting go. Yes, there are a ton of planets traveling through mutable signs at this time, but we still have Pluto, Uranus, and Mars in cardinal signs, meaning initiating and beginning energies. So it's so perfect for the autumn of 2015 when we've had this theme playing throughout. You can review some of the previous videos where I talked about that more. But yeah, we are also getting new starts, making new starts as we move through these energies. And speaking of new things, Radleigh Valentine, along with Doreen Virtue, has just released the new Fairy Tarot deck. Radleigh is a quintuple Sag, meaning he has 5 planets in Sagittarius. Oh my goodness, happy birthday, Rad. And he will be autographing 2 copies of this deck for you guys. I will be giving one away while the sun is in Sagittarius and the other away while the sun is in Capricorn. To win a deck that is autographed by Radleigh, go ahead over to elizabethoracle.co and sign up for my free monthly newsletter. Again, that's elizabethoracle.co, and I will just be picking people at random during those next 2 sun cycles. And for more astrological information, tune into Kristy's Connection to the Soul on Blog Talk Radio. Kristy gives angel messages, and I visit her once a month to talk about astrology, and we're able to cover some of the stuff that I can't always work into these videos. Details about that are also in the newsletter. And I want to thank you guys especially for following these videos over the last 3 months, this autumn of 2015, when I have been on the road the entire time making these videos from my iPad. I so appreciate your support. I hope you've enjoyed the scenery, and I look forward to settling down and doing them in the full form moving forward. Happy Sun into Sagittarius. Enjoy the cycle.